Unions vow to shut France's economy down amid pension battle.
Here's a summary of the article.
Paris, roads blocked, oil refineries disrupted, planes grounded and trains halted. Unions are threatening to shut down France's economy this week in what they hope is their toughest riposte yet to President Emmanuel Macron's plan to raise the retirement age. Unions plan an open-ended strike on the national rail service starting Monday evening. Dockers unions are threatening to block ports on Wednesday. The head of the more moderate CFDT union, Laurent Berger, called for a very powerful action day on Tuesday involving many people in the streets. He said that more than 250 demonstrations will be organized across France. Unions will then hold a meeting to decide about the next steps of the mobilization, he added. On Thursday, unions representing students who haven't even entered the workforce yet are seeking to mobilize young people to take to the streets to share concerns about retirement rights. While the measure has a good chance of winning eventual Senate approval, unions hope that strikes and protests this week will keep up pressure on the government to make concessions, as the bill is to continue its way through the complex legislative process.
This post received a score of 5,400, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
US to rail workers. You can't strike, it will hurt the economy. French workers. Does it anyway.
French workers, if we can't have the nice things then you will also not have the nice things.
As it should be.
Yeah, but Americans all have Stockholm Syndrome when it comes to corporate power. They really get off on the idea of being owned and controlled by a mega corporation. Ask them about how much they enjoy, trust, use Meta or Google or any of the other giant tech monopolies the Americans love so much. Smiley face.
America had a strong union movement once, but it got crushed, and decades of the Cold War Red Scare destroyed any chance for a solid workers' right movements to grow in politics or teaching the past history with strikes in the U.S.
Unions and collective action. It works, and they are the best means you have to affect change in your work environment.
Only need to see corporations fight against unions to know they work.
No. Corporations fight against unions because the core have our best interests at heart and don't want to see the big, bad unions ruin everything. Some people actually believe this.
Greater than it's usually the people who can't do basic math etc. on top of being so gullible. You know, nothing like getting paid 20 to 40% more than your non-union counterparts with total compensation being up to 78% higher, while having other protections and collective bargaining ability, and then hearing someone complain and argue against that because, but the due's so expensive, when they are usually around 1 to 3% of total compensation. Much of that rhetoric also relates to specific forms of conservatism in that many such people would love to have those benefits, but absolutely hate having to contribute to anything that would also benefit other people they hate, or otherwise view as their personal lesser for arbitrary reasons. Something which also involves a mentality where for those people's personal achievements and gains to have meaning to them, someone else must go without and suffer. Craziest part? You don't even have to pay union dues to get union representation. Called collective bargaining.
The unions have won on this issue every other time. Why should this time be different?
They actually lost last time. France's retirement age used to be 60. Millions protested. It still got raised to 62.
As my history professor once said, the French national pastime is revolt. They learned in 1789, and 1792, 1793, 1830s, 1840s, and the 1960s, how to make change happen from the ground up. It's the French too, so you know this is serious. They are like S++ tier protesters.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.